Welcome to Collecting Chaos, and you guessed it, it's another video featuring the Classics Illustrated. And these are the low-grade ones, and we're going to separate them into good and poor. I'm going to do a few, and then I'm going to skip ahead, because I think it's kind of boring probably to see me say, well, this one's good, and this one's poor, and this one's good, and this one's poor. But I'm going to skip ahead, and once I get it and separate the rest of them, and then I'll continue with the next step. So if you're interested in seeing how this is done, keep watching. Oh, and I might have a surprise at the end. Okay, let's get started. This is the Count of Monte Cristo, and it's pretty obvious that this is not a very good copy. The centerfold is coming out of it. The cover is detached from one staple. It's definitely a poor copy. It's A Tale of Two Cities, and this one is missing its cover. So it's definitely a poor copy. This one has a large spine split, a tear on the back. It appears to be complete. And the cover is actually attached, so that would be considered a good copy. This cover's detached, poor. And I'm going to go through some more, and then I'll catch up. Then you can catch back up with me. Okay, the first thing I want to show you, I have two comics. They appear to be in the same condition. This one, however, presents better, but the cover is detached. So I put that one over here in the poor copy. This one, cover doesn't present quite as well. It's got a lot of problems, but the cover is attached. Even though it has this long tear, the cover is still attached. Technically, well, it would have been if I hadn't just torn the cover. Technically, this would be a good copy up until a few seconds ago when it came apart. I am going to probably put this one back together, but I'm going to have to put it in a poor stack. Here's another one, another good example. This is, the cover is technically attached by one staple and could be considered good because the cover is attached, even with this 5-6 inch spine split. But I'm going to put it in the poor copy because I don't think it presents all that well. This one I kept out. This is an original Classics comic. This is, as you see, the Classics Comics is up here, and it doesn't say Classics Illustrated. The unique thing about this is it only has one staple. But that's the way it came from the factory, or that's the way it came from the printer, with one staple in the middle. And they did this during the war, during World War II, to save metal. Unfortunately, even though it's in nice shape, they glued it together, and that's going to keep it in the poor column. This one, it has a 2.5 inch spine split at the bottom, but the cover is attached. All the pages are there, I think. I haven't counted the pages yet. So that would stay here in the good column, even though it has that big long spine split. Same with this one. This one, look at this. The pages are cut. And now that looks like a scissor cut there. And it's got a fold on it too. But it is complete. as far as I know. I have not, like I said, I haven't counted the pages. The cover is attached, it's tightly attached. And it presents really well, so I'm going to keep it here in the goods pile. Last of all, Uncle Tom's Cabin. It's glued. And I haven't yet gotten the chemicals I need to try to remove the glue. And I'm just going to try it on a small section of one of the comics. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't work, I'll try something else. And if worse comes to worse, I know someone I can send it to that can probably work wonders on this comic. So, a few good, a lot of poor. We are going to switch gears real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, this is one of the comics from the fine that I had determined was in fine condition. And this is the next step. Once you've gone through and you've separated them into the initial grades by cover, now you want to actually take a closer look at the comic. And doing this, the first thing you're going to do is open it to the centerfold. Provided you can find the centerfold. And sometimes this takes a few seconds. Should be here somewhere, but you'll be able to see the staples. Maybe. I'm not even close. There we go. And what you're going to do, what we're doing is making sure the staples, the centerfold is tight. Now, of course, this one has that tear, which I'd forgotten about that when I picked this one out. Centerfold is tight, it's intact. That's a plus. The cover is attached and tight. No major spine problems. It's a little dirty. But overall, I would rate this a high fine. And the reasons for that is there's not a whole lot of stress creases. There are some. There's a long vertical crease that's very faint. It just barely breaks color. And that's where the people opened the comic so they could read it. There's some discoloration on the staple, but no apparent rust. And no migration into the comic itself. Now we're going to count the pages. "12 pages to the centerfold." That makes this a 48-page comic. You're looking for rips and tears and other things, and of course it has this tear in the centerfold here, or in the center. So that would detract from the condition. Notice how the printing on some of the pages is off center. It's because they didn't care. It was a comic book, you know. You read it once, throw it away type thing. I'm so glad they didn't. So this comic is complete. It's in pretty decent shape. I think if it was cleaned up, I think a fine plus would not be out of the question if I cleaned it up a little bit. Maybe cleaned up the white parts of it. Take a little bit of my eraser and just gently go over it and cleaned it up a little bit. I think a fine plus would not be out of the question. Maybe give it a press, put it in Mylar, and people will go, wow, what a great looking book. It's not hard to grade comics. If you have a large batch of them, separate them like I showed you over the last few videos. Then take them one at a time and go through them and find all the defects you can. I think that's going to conclude my little trip on Classics Illustrated, unless you want to see me grade more of them, because I got a lot of them I got to go through. If you want to see more, put it in the comments below. I will make an additional video for it. If you don't want to see more, that's okay too. But the rest of this video, I'm going to devote to a few more things I picked up recently. So let me go get those and I'll be right back. And I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the bag. Of course, most of you already know what it is. The original Swamp Thing saga. This is a DC Special Series number 17. And it reprints some of the Swamp Thing. And I have this one also. More of the original Swamp Thing saga. This is a DC Special Series number 20. Here is DC Superstars Presents number 14. This is from June of 1977. Now, what you might not have noticed is when I took it off, I folded the tape down on the flap because I'm not going to use these bags again. I realize that the bags are probably fairly new, but I'm not going to use them again. Superman and Batman and World's Finest, number 220. This is from December 1973. And mostly I got it because of the Metamorpho story in the back. And here's DC Superstars number 8 presents number 18, Dead Man and the Phantom Stranger. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with the Phantom Stranger and Dead Man. And then I got The Flash number 296. It's got a Firestorm story in it as a backup. It's when Jim Starlin was writing Firestorm. This is a Secret Origins number 3 featuring Shazam. Then I got Deadshot number 1, Deadshot number 2, Deadshot number 3, and Deadshot number 4. I'm just going to leave those in. And this I'm kind of curious about because I've never seen this before, and that's one of the reasons why I got it. Mystery Men Comics number 1. And this is a text comic. Our Mystery Men stories. So really it's not really a comic book at all. First printing, 4,850 copies, no second printings. This is Limited Library number 2, version A number 2. And then I have Mystery Men Comics number 3. And these are actually comics. And Mystery Men Comics number 4. The all-villain issue. Done on really nice paper for that time frame. Oh. No, that's normal paper for 1999. I didn't realize it was published that late. Then from Image Comics, I have Flaming Carrot Comics number 1. And I believe this is an Image reprint of the original Flaming Carrots number 1. The Image Desperado issue number 1, issue number 33 in the regular series. This has been in this bag a very long time. Look how yellowed that tape is. This is Flaming Carrot Comics number 11. March 1986. And then I have number 18. Number 19, number 20, number 21, number 30, Flaming Carrot Stories number 1, which we got to look at that. And it's another text version. Just like that first Mystery Men stories I showed you. And here's Flaming Carrot Comics Annual number 1. Good stuff. And I believe this is my second copy of this. The Life of Gru the Wanderer. Yeah, it's Gru. I had to get it. Even if I already have it, it doesn't matter. I had to get it. Grus are the best. And I picked up another copy of Ms. Mystic #1 because you can never have too many copies of Ms. Mystic #1 in my book. Last but not least, actually there was more than that, but I just decided not to show them. The last one, I just dropped all the comics on the floor that I just showed you. That sucked. Dark Knight's Death Metal #3. I got this purely because of the cover. Don't care about the Death Metal series. I love this cover. That's why I got it. And I'm going to leave you with that. Don't forget, handling your comics and collectibles. Make sure you wash your hands. And yeah, you can see my camera in the reflection. And we'll see you next video. Bye.